Hey everyone! Welcome to my channel, Tech in Resham. Today, we're going to talk about network boot. Are you sick of using a bootable USB drive and having to burn it every time you need a different operating system? Well, there's a cool solution called NetBoot.XYZ. It's a free and open source software that can run in Docker. But, you'll need a computer with Docker installed. If you're not sure how to install Docker, check out my previous video, Install Docker CE and Portainer CE in Promox a Ubuntu VM. Now, let's get started. First, go to NetBoot.XYZ and click on the Dock button. Then, go to Docker Container and setting up the container. Next, create a folder called NetBoot.XYZ using the mk NetBoot.XYZ command. Then, go into the NetBoot.XYZ folder and create two folders called config and assets using the mkconfig and mkassets commands. These folders will be used as volumes for Docker Compose. Copy the Docker Compose example files from the website and paste them into the .config and .assets folders, respectively. Finally, start the Docker Compose file using the Docker Compose upd NetBoot.XYZ command. To get the IP address of the container, use the IP command. There are different types of boot file formats, with two main ones being BIOS, legacy motherboard, and UEFI, newer motherboard. In this example, we'll use a BIOS boot file name. Now, log into the router's web UI and navigate to the network settings. Look for the section that says Network Boot and enter the IP address of NetBoot.XYZ and the file name you selected earlier. Build a new PC or, in this case, we'll use Promox to create a dummy virtual machine. Don't use any media because we'll boot from the network. Make sure you select cBIOS, which is equivalent to BIOS. The default settings for disk, CPU, and memory are fine for both Linux and Windows. For Linux, the default network model is sufficient, but for Windows, you might need to select Intel as the driver since it's required for installation. To make things easier, either in the VM option or on your PC, navigate to the BIOS settings and change the boot order to have NetBoot as the first option. This way, the PC or VM will boot from the network first. Alright, now you can start the VM. It'll boot from NetBoot.XYZ and show you a boot menu. We'll try to boot from Debian Live Boot, and we'll log into it successfully. Since it's a remote boot from the internet, managed by the NetBoot.XYZ Docker container, it might take a while to download the ISO and either live or install the VM. There are some handy tools available, like Memory Test or Disk Gpart, which can be used for memory testing or disk formatting partitioning. We can log in to Gpart and use it too. Sometimes, we might have slow internet or no internet access on that network. In those cases, it's best to use local assets. First, find the OS or file you want to download and change the boot.xyz script. We just need to change one line from live endpoint from GitHub website to our Docker container http://IP address 8080. We can try again to boot the VM, and we'll see that it's downloading the ISO from our Docker container instead of the GitHub remote server, which is much faster. As always, you can install Ubuntu Server or any other OS on the VM or PC. Thanks for watching. If you have any questions or want to learn more, just leave a comment below. If you found this video helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to the channel. Thanks a bunch.